Alright, boys and girls, we've got a 10-minuter on the board against somebody rated 1000. This is unrated, so there's no points at stake. We have a King's Gambit. Okay, so this is what I do with a King's Gambit. This is the Falkbeer counter Gambit. It's quite often a pattern that it makes sense to play against Gambit lines. For example, in the Vienna Gambit, right? If your knight is out here, their knight is out here, this is the same position, and the best move for black is pawn to d5, okay? And he's taken, he's actually taken the wrong pawn there. I think this is not good for white, but I don't really know why. I know now that I have queen h4. With check and hitting the pawn. If he blocks with g3, that's worse, because I take the pawn again with check and then hitting the rook. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and play. I think the correct move there was e takes d5 rather than f takes e5. But I am becoming very sensitive to, and there he's gone, you know, he's fallen for that. He really needed just to push the king forwards, I think, is the only move there. Yeah, I'm getting very sensitive to queens on h4 and h5. Okay, and now I simply take the rook, I think. I can always come back here, still defended by the pawn. So I'm up a full rook already, which is a shame, but you know, I don't know. Have I done something particularly clever? No. You know, it's my opponent's opening. He's playing the King's Gambit, right? So I'm going to come back here and give check again. I know I'm safe from the queen. Chicken intermission. Okay, so now the knight blocks. All right. So what do we want to do now? Well, we can put pressure on the knight. I can develop. I think castling queenside makes sense. I'm slightly hampered by this advanced pawn here from bringing my knight out naturally, so that seems to be okay. I can always just trade off. You know, I'm a full rook up. So if I just simplify everything off, oh, that's not a bad move. But now I can just drop back, can't I, and win the pawn. I still have the pin on the knight, still threatening to take the knight. So my opponent there didn't think, if I play this, what can black do? You know? But then how does he save this pawn anyway? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so now out comes the bishop. I'm just inclined to trade stuff down, I think, now. Yeah, he's got two attackers on this pawn. I could defend, actually, with this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. It's raining outside, so chickens are all gathering around my front door, and my front door tends to stay open pretty much throughout the entire summer. Okay, so we have bishop takes, which I think simply drops a piece. And now I capture here. Yeah, my bishop's not defended. My queen isn't defended. Okay, he gives check. I can just drop back with the bishop. I can develop this bishop. Problem with developing this bishop to break a check is you can't then castle because you undefend the bishop. Right, so I'm going to keep life really simple, just to bring this bishop back. Okay, I have a check here. Could win a pawn. Yeah, it has to win a pawn because I think the king has to go there with check now because queen can't block because I simply take her. Right, knight can't get can't get back. King has to go to one of these squares, in which case I'm going to grab myself more free stuff. I also have bishop here. So king can't go there. If bishop there, he's got a choice of either come towards the queen or out into there. Or I take this. He's in check again. And we still... Oh, I can't move the bishop. It's pinned. I think developing the knight, long castles looks very sensible here. Alright, can't go here. Can't go bishop here. So let's give check again. Probably just want to develop my knight, yeah. Yeah, this queen's not going to release the pin anytime soon, so I need to solve that by getting my king out of trouble. Can't go there either. There's no point giving check. I'm just going to castle now. Now I do have, for example, checks with the king. So I could come here. No, 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 no. King can't go there either. Actually, king has to come into the board. Can't be a bad thing. Oh, in fact, also, do you know what else would be really cool? Would be to do something like develop my bishop, get a rook onto e8, and then move the bishop. That would win the queen. Let's just go for this. Can't put my rook there now because that's actually checkmate. Oh, it's not. Knight blocks. Okay, and that was pretty much forced, was it not? I'd love to do that. I play queen here now. Yeah, that goes onto the back rank, he blocks with the knight. If he blocks with the knight, I can attack the knight. That's something you must always check, right? Basically, if you block a check with another piece, you are by definition putting that piece in an absolute pin, right? And you can only block checks from bishops, rooks, and queens. Only half the pieces. You can't block checks from pawns, obviously, because they can only capture the immediate adjacent square. You can't block checks from knights because they jump, and you can't block checks from kings for the same reasons you can't block checks from pawns because they can only capture on the immediately adjacent square. So now this knight moving here has essentially put himself in an absolute pin. He cannot legally move without putting white in check, and that's not allowed. So, before you ever enter into a check situation, you should look to see, can my pinned piece be attacked? So it's not a pin situation. So before you block a check, realise I am choosing to pin this piece, right? And it's okay to have a pinned piece. It's not a bad thing per se, but if that piece can be attacked, it is not great. So I think the only move here now is rook g1. Let's see if white finds that move. I'd also love to put my bishop here, but he can block with his, but I'm also guarding with the rook. So how do I protect this square? Easiest thing is b6. Yeah, just going to throw in b6 now. So I've used my opponent's time while he was thinking, while he was solving the last problem that I set for him. I've used his time now to come up with another problem. And this would now win the queen. Okay, he's moved. Did he see that? Right, now, the problem is now, this move still works because I'm putting him in check. Bishop block doesn't work because I'm defended by the rook. Now his king is going to have to move. He's going to have to move there or else he loses the rook. Eh? I also, though, have rook takes here. Ooh, this is getting good now, you see. See how everything just starts to collapse? We've all had games like this. Oh, pawn block. Now! I did not see that. Now the pawn is pinned. So I can take with knight or bishop or rook, or I don't have to take at all. If I take with bishop, it comes with check. That's going to force him to recapture with his bishop. But I'm going to take with the knight, and I'll tell you for why. Because it's almost a worse threat than the immediate check is the threat of the discovered check. Now I have rook h e8 check. I can also just capture the rook outright. Okay. So what I'm learning to do better now, and this even works in blitz. So I'm like knocking on 1500 for the past couple of days in blitz as well. So that's getting better. So even in shorter time controls, you can start to apply this idea. I'm telling the truth about the situation, and then I'm taking just that little bit of time to evaluate my options, right? Queen takes rook, okay? So queen takes rook, great. Now what happens? He's in check, right? Can't go any of these squares, can't go there because of the knight. Therefore he must go here, right? I can actually simply win the queen now, actually, with check. So, I mean, it's a completely one situation, right? I could have taken the time and figured out, okay, what's going to happen if he does this, that, or the other, right? So, it's a good game. Let's see if he wants a rematch. Okay, doesn't by the look of it. So, a quick look at the game review. And now I think this was his problem, capturing that pawn instead of that one. And it all kind of fell apart from that point. Yeah. He made 10 best moves though, and only 1 blunder, so let's look at this, okay. Okay, the Falk Bear counter Gambit. And this is a blunder, yeah. Okay, because of this, and that's it's the only good move on the board. Here and here, and now this is also, oh, G3 is, what? G3 is best, but look, he's -6. It's almost 7, it's almost like I have an extra row of pawns, right? That's what the computer says is the difference here. Take the rook, yeah, so it's all pretty straightforward from this point, so so this is how it went here. Now, if they take on here, then the move that I'm playing right now, I think, is c6, and this is what a Nimzovich Marshall Gambit or something. So it's quite similar to the Black Mardima, which we can look at separately. Okay. In fact, let's just do that. I'm just going to open up a normal analysis board. This is going a bit slow. So we'll have a quick look. We'll just compare the. So whereas black. So this is what we've just had. This is the King's Gambit. Okay, and obviously he probably knows 1 or 2 things if I accept the Gambit or whatever. This is not a particularly common line. But if they take here, you're inviting them to take a second time, which is a bit of a theme in the gambits that I'm playing at the moment. Now this knight defends this pawn. You have a development lead, and what's more, both of your bishops are completely free to get out into the board, as is your queen. Your queen has great visibility, right? We're only like 4 moves in, and we already have a very good grip on the board for the cost of 1 pawn. Okay, so the Black Mardima Gambit is from the white side, right? And you could get it in response to the Scandinavian. That's how I see it, because I'm an E4 player, right? And then you ignore the Scandi tension and you play D4, hoping that they will take. You can develop a knight here, right? That's the Black Mardima Gambit. The immediate F3 is the Black Mar Gambit. Okay? The Jesuit Gambit, right? So you can see the similarities, yeah. Likewise, for the England Gambit that I play, the Charlik, right? Again, so this is like the flip side of the Scandi. Okay, they take, and you offer the second pawn. If they take, you recapture now with a piece. So you're really not behind in any way. You're a pawn down. But what you've gotten for that pawn is you've got this advantage over the board and an open d-file as well. So all interesting stuff. But there you go. So, you know, King's Gambit players, you need to... I mean, really, somebody rated 1,000? Look, it doesn't do any harm. The point is, this guy blundered on move 3, right? This is actually a blunder. I think he should know not to do that. If nothing else, you should learn not to do that. Well, yeah, once you get to 1,000, absolutely, there's no harm in learning. At least learn where the mines are in the minefield, right? This is okay. This is okay, but this one, absolute no-no. So there you go. Interesting little experience there. I hope my opponent learned 1 or 2 things. I'll try and send him a link to the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.